So I just kind of wanted to show this book that I made my mom. I was kind of inspired by the flip books and stuff I had seen, but I wanted to make this for her to have somewhere to organize some of her card making stuff and maybe a few sewing patterns, ideas, different things she does with her Cricut and that kind of thing. And so I set out on this project, and it was an experience because paper's really not my thing. I definitely prefer working with vinyl, so I just kind of learned as I went along, and it's not perfect, but I'm pleased with the way it turned out. So this is the album. It is 14.5 by 12.5 and 3 inches thick. And as you can tell, I got a lot of stuff in there. The front cover I did with white Oracle 651 permanent vinyl, and then Cricut glitter vinyl, and decorated it with glitter washi tape. I did put in extra papers from the paper pack I used in case she would want to add in more cards. Let me get what's left of that real quick and I'll show you. This was the cardstock I used, the Blue Barn. There was 60 sheets in it, and I'll show you what's left. One. I got one lonely little page left in my book, but a lot of them are stuck in here in case she wants to add or take out. Also helps cover up the pages. Now I did these calendar pages in sort of a perpetual calendar style. I didn't want to put days of the week on them or the year, so she can reuse them year to year. The calendar layout I designed myself in Design Space, and most of the images you'll see I also found in Design Space. So we've got January and our first pocket page. I just did a big diagonal pocket here, and I did stick some goodies in here and there for her. This one, I really liked this paper. I used 2 sheets of it actually, one on top of the other, and made each of the drawers into a little pocket. This is February's. Sorry, we're getting a glare on that light there. February's calendar page. And March. I did vinyl and paper on that one. This is just a little blank, I think 20-page book. Used paper to attach a couple pins on there, and the whole thing comes off with Velcro, so if she wants to write down project ideas or anything like that, she can do that and then just stick it back in here so it doesn't get lost. This is a big pocket page I made with a magnet closure. As you can tell, this is a earring, and the little feathers on it stick, but can hold quite a bit of stuff in there. And most of these pockets and stuff I didn't use pre-made templates for. I just kind of winged it. A lot of them I didn't even use my Cricut for. I just did them by hand. This is April. And the bird on the flowers in this one I remember are from the Lori's Garden cartridge. I really liked that cartridge. It has some really pretty designs. May, I was testing out a lot of different pins. Have the Cricut metallic pins, and I was also trying out some Papermate flare pins. Those are the thinner ones, lined ones. You see, they write really well with the Cricut. This was a fun page to do. I did use my Cricut for this one and made these little pop-out boxes in Design Space. You can see, to hold these little paper pads with Velcro closures. Also got a smaller paper pad there, and then lots of little sticky note things. I did put a little extra glue on the back of them so they would stick in here well, but I figure she can use these for labeling different sections in here or different things. This one I just kind of did a fun little, I don't know, framed out scene type pocket and decorated it with this edging I happen to have. June's calendar page. And a bunch of roosters. July's page. For this one, I did little flip open pockets. Edged them out with some scrapbooking tape. Not necessarily one of my best looking ones, but I think it looks alright. This I did 2 smaller pockets, and then just a little place she could write some notes or something there. August page. September page. I use some Cricut metallic markers again on this one and kind of went back and filled in some of these myself, and then the rest of it is just cut out of the black cardstock, all the notes. I like how this one came out too. Blue's one of her favorite colors. I did a little ribbon closure on it so everything would stay shut, and then these I actually sealed with repositionable glue dots so nothing would fall out of them. Just made these little decoration things to stick on them, but these are pretty large pockets, but so you can get to everything easier. They each flip up. So you can sort through, kind of like a little filing box. I'll come back and close that up later. I thought this one turned out pretty. I just did some fussy cutting out of one of the pieces of cardstock. And for this piece, this is another piece of cardstock from the paper pack, but I actually cut down a hanging file folder to make this pocket. And it just opens up. I added in pockets with the cardstock. Some more of the fussy cut flowers in there for a decoration. October. This page. November's page. This one was kind of fun. Figured she could use little thin, those small little flat thumbtacks. Stick notes, different things she's found on this. This is half of a cork tile. And then this part up here is a dry erase wall decal I happen to have and cut down. So a little dry erase board in there. And then this is just kind of a sliced pocket. Could slide things in. If a card's completed, can put it in there. Good place to stick them. And then December's page. And we have reached the end. So if you stuck around this long, thank you. I'm just really happy with the way it turns out, and there's definitely areas I could improve, but I'm looking forward to getting better, and hopefully this can inspire somebody to maybe do similar projects. One thing I did want to say, I was worried with all the weight on these pages about the cardstock possibly tearing in the holes, and I know they make those little round things you can stick on there to help prevent that, but even they aren't that strong. So what I did is I actually took one of my page protectors and cut it into strips, and when I was gluing my cardstock back to back, I actually put a strip of page protector in there between the layers of cardstock, and then punched my holes through that to make them stronger. Anyway, thank you for watching all the way through if you've made it this far, and I hope you get some ideas and you enjoyed.